Louisiana beer reviews looks at Indian Wells Silver Sun. Okay, this is such an oddity here at 8:12 a.m. It says a premium ale brewed with natural artesian spring water. Fine, a premium ale, no problem. The Guardians of Death Valley. Yeah, this is out in the desert in California, in Kern, California. The people that own this company have a restaurant on the side of the highway, and they brew beer. And they brew some really odd beer. I wouldn't say, well, let's get into that in a little while. I bought this in the Woodlands, Texas. We do get Indian Wells beers out here. We even get the big, tall bottles of specialty ones, which I haven't bought because they were a little expensive. The alcohol by volume, I couldn't tell you because this kind of reminds me of like, it looks like X-Men, 1980s, early 80s X-Men comic book font. Anyway, I haven't seen the Silver Sun before. This might be a new one. I've never seen really, well, I don't look at the sun much, too bright. I think it's more yellowish or golden. Anyway, this is silver. The alcohol by volume, who's to say? They don't even say on their own website. Rate Beer and Beer Advocates say they don't know either. Oh, that has to be the foamiest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. It was about to just blow apart or blow over. Okay, first of all, another oddity. On their website they say, well, it's only 90 calories, or they might have said 99. So somewhere in the 90s, like Budweiser Select. Secondly, on the website it says this is a Pilsner. Pilsner, like Miller Lite, which, they say a fine Pilsner beer. People would argue that. But here it is pouring out. I mean, look at this foam. This spongy head. It's pouring out like a Belgian, like a golden Belgian ale. And that's what it smelled like coming out the bottle. I'll tell you, this is one of the, you can't, okay, you might accuse Indian Wells of making bad beer, or beer that is so off the style. I'll agree. I mean, Lobotomy Bach, get that beer. 10% alcohol, you can drink it like it's water and you never feel it. Maybe they meant to say 1% alcohol. I don't know. It smelled like citrus coming out the bottle and candy sugar. Now it smells like funky, oh, by the way, this is the first video review for this beer in the world! It's, funky, sweet, pungent ale, lager ale, what is it? No one knows. I don't even think the people that make it know. It's a beer, possibly, probably. But I mean, look at this head. This is more clinging and whipped cream, more of a whipped cream head than a Miller beer. And there is sediment galore in this thing. I mean, it's just brown chunks. And it's fizzy like these Belgian beers. So they obviously dumped a Belgian beer in here on accident. It's 90 calories, might be 9% alcohol. I don't know what this thing is. Let's go with the flavor. All right. Now, Beer Advocate, there's only 16 reviews, and they were not good. Rate Beer had, I think, 8 reviews, and they were generally not good. But people don't know. It's like you don't know how to take these Indian Wells beers. Well, if this is a light lager, this is one of the most unusual light lagers I've ever had. Or as they say, they are an ale. Yeah, the body is light. It's light and watery. But the flavor is so strange. It's sweet. It's like that, like I say, candy sugar. It's not cloyingly sweet or grain husk like the high gravity malt liquors, okay? It's nothing like that. But I mean, you can get a high alcohol beer, a relatively high alcohol beer with low calories, natural ice. Look at this. 5.9% alcohol, but only 130 calories, so it can be done. I don't know what to make of this thing. I mean, it looks like, I think what happened was they secretly dumped Duvel in the bottles. Or maybe Pirat. Okay, if you could see these chunks, I don't know if you could see all the chunks. It's incredible. It's like mega solids. I'm so confused. I'm so terribly confused. Citrus, sweetness, barley malt for sure. Sweet barley malt. Some hop bitterness, not a lot. Oh, you know what happened? They probably had, when Michigan Brewing Company went out of business, they probably had barrels of Celis Grand Cru left over. They shipped it to Inyo, Kern, California, and they put Celis Grand Cru in here. Okay, got you. I got you now, because you thought you had me confused. Now, this stuff has got so many chunks in it. It's probably been aging since 2009. It says 14, 13, 288, 13. This is a bunch of numbers. I can't figure that out. I mean, this has got some of the biggest chunks of any beer I've ever seen. I would like to put the chunks in there before I shut the video off, just so you could see, but the foam is so Celis Grand Cru-ish. I gotta give it to Indian Wells. I gotta give it to them. A lot of their stuff is arguably ghastly, but if unique is what you seek, get you some Indian Wells beers. Holy smackerel. It is good. It does taste good. See what I mean? The carbonation is like, I don't know what to make of this. So I'll give it a B because I don't even know what to say about it. It is so bizarre. This is like the Some Bizarre show. Anyway, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana. It's warming up now. It's going to get to 80 on Saturday and then another cold front. Louisiana and all of that.